For a long time, magic has breathed beneath the skin of the world, the hidden current from which dreams are born. It moves through all things, but not as force alone, but as meaning, the quiet pattern behind every longing, and the secret architecture of every becoming. Magic is the act of shaping change through will. Whether that change is called good or evil is secondary, for each exists only in relation for the other. Light is known by shadow, and shadow by light. So too does all magic arise from the tension between the two, not as enemies but as forces that define meaning to one another. We work magic through spirits, for the spirits are the electricity within a great machine, and we are the living vessels through which these spirits live through. Across cultures you will find many spirits known by different names: angels, demons, and jinns and fairies. Yet spirits are not truly called by names alone, but by the weight of their feeling and the structure repeated around them. A name may open the door, but the pattern and repetition is what gives it power, and over time it will shape a throne inside of you, for you are the container that holds these beings, these spirits. So us humans are not merely flesh, not merely human, but a living kingdom that walks and talks. So to begin in magic is not command, but surrender. Magic, also known as magnetism, is the unseen force that draws spirits into alignment, forming a pact between will and the invisible world. We use the old self, which is offered up, trading for transformation, and the false is burned away. So what remains becomes a fluid architecture, a platform created and prepared for any spirit one has chosen, so its power may descend, root, and become manifest. We do not command spirits through force, but build rules as platforms for them to stand upon, structures where their powers may descend, gather, and take form. For he who seeks what is new must first release what is dead, for no new temple can rise while the ruins of the old one still claim. So through rules, any magic work takes a piece from the ego, which is the first currency of magic. So magic without rule understanding is nothing but a drawing. A framework without law is nothing but an idea unborn. Throughout magical history, you'll see the same pattern, relying on rules and conditions, not because they are limits, but because rules create platforms for spirits to stand. Certain actions are performed when a planet is strong in the sky, or during sacred days and planetary hours. Timing is one of the most potent fixed rules of magic, and is layered with energy, culture, and meaning that have been growing for thousands of years. People planted crops, blessed homes, gathered herbs, and performed spiritual work to the phases of the moon. Some systems call upon metals, herbs, inks, or stone, and sacred timing to align the physical act. So people must realize magic is not only performed at an altar. There is a constant magic of an unfolding within everyone at all times, a balance between the seen and unseen, the conscious and subconscious, the chosen and the inherited. Here's an example. When one creates a goal, the mind begins to form what is called a pact. It is a self-balancing structure that chooses its own rules, limits, and constraints. And what a magician does is set his own rules. He does not beg the current to carry him, he builds the riverbed through which the current must flow. Each rule becomes a beam, each constraint a gate, each sacrifice a wall, and through these chosen limits the unseen begins to take form. For growth cannot happen without a pressurized environment, is what I like to say. For magic is not freedom without structure, it is given a motion, then direction. Some people do not realize they are already performing the arts of magic, and many are very good at it. From the outside, their habits may look random, but when you look closer, those habits are magic, which are being led by a connection with a spirit that link, but the person could never know, but still have a stronger connection than most. So why is that? It's important to remember language is a container. Spirits do not live through names, but by feelings and dreams. And when I say dream, I do not mean the ones while you're asleep, but the ones while you are awake. Let's move on. Nikola Tesla's sets of rules. Rule sets are one of my favourite. If he did this on purpose or not, we'll never know. But Tesla famously had a habit of walking around a building 3 times before entering. To someone watching, that may seem like superstition, but structurally it's a rule, a pattern, and a condition placed upon an action. And that is exactly what magic is, a setting conditions that shape how something happens. I like to call them quests, living adventures of will. The more variable rules, trials, and conditions you place upon the path, the stronger the casting becomes, and the deeper the spirit has room to enter. And by time, developing a structured relationship with the chosen spirit. You can find the same principle elsewhere. Some athletes follow a strict routine before competition, the same warm-up, the same order of movements, sometimes even the same item worn at every game. It may look like superstition, but what they're really doing is creating a structured environment for performance, which is a spirit by heart with its own intellect. Artists do the same thing. Some will only work at a certain time of day, or only with a particular set of tools. Those limitations are not weaknesses, they are rules that shape the creative system of magic. Some rituals were only performed at sunrise, some ceremonies required a number of repetitions, some symbols had to be drawn within a circle or a square. So next time you read an old grimoire, try and separate it into rules, constraints, and exchange. So let's recap. When you build a bridge, you do not place materials randomly. You create supports, angles, and limits. Constraints and rules are what create your reality. A pre-built rule across time has gathered energy, becoming its own spirit with its own personality. And rules are the beams that hold form, the pillars that uphold divine names. Let's do an example. If I am right-handed, I may bind myself to open every door with my left. This by itself is already a rule and already a beginning of a structure, but its potency can be increased by adding time, consequence, and termination, for these create a stronger platform upon which a spirit may stand. So binding myself to open every door with my left hand alone for 3 weeks, and if failed 3 times, may the opposite exchange happen for the remainder of the time. So now, we have created a pressured environment, we have forged a simple but powerful pact. The rule has weight, the consequence has teeth, and the structure gives the spirit a place to stand. Even if your rules are not enough, everything will balance itself out, being less or being more, but also weighing the truth of your resolve. It's important you learn to see the patterns because no magical act will ever fail. Through meditation, you'll begin to uncover the perfect set of rules, refining, adjusting, and calibrating your own system. After the structure is created, we must choose which spirit we want to stand upon the platform and anchor that spirit using any format of a seal or sigil, with of course having a structure behind it. And endure the tests and remain faithful to the condition. And something must be of course left behind to seed it into reality, the visible mark of the seal that has been created. So what is declared in heaven may take root upon earth. But in truth, we are making pacts every day. Whenever the heart desires something deeply, the soul begins to form an unseen agreement. The mind sets the exchange, and life begins shaping the rules and the limits and the trials around it. The magician does not beg the current to carry him. He will build the riverbed through which the current must flow. Each rule becomes a beam, each constraint a wall, and each sacrifice a gate. And through these chosen limits, the unseen begins to take form. If you're just starting out on your journey, remember this. Your bad habits are filled with power, repetition, and stored energy, and have very potent constraints, which means a potent exchange. So when you sacrifice a bad habit with a true intent, you are not only giving something up, but you are trading trapped energy for transformation, which is true spiritual alchemy. And if you endure long enough and become steady enough that nothing can shake you, then one day the rules of the earth will no longer bind you. You will stand unbound, not because you escaped law, but because you have mastered it. Let's move on. What are spirits? What are spirits? What do they really are? Spirits are not easy subject to explain either, because they do not live as things but as patterns, currents, and states within us and around us. Across cultures, people have always found ways to shift these currents. I like to use tobacco as my example. Let's say tobacco has its own designated spirit that has been growing for years with tradition, a broader force tied to habit, ritual, and exchange. But when you give attention to a cigarette you're about to smoke, when you focus on it, that single cigarette becomes its own subcategory within the system and becomes its own short-lived spirit with whatever purpose you give it. It's a hard one to explain. It is no longer just tobacco, it becomes an particular instant, a defined interaction. It's a smaller pact within a greater one. It has been long used to clear what feels heavy, and I consider it a handicap for magicians and the perfect protection magic, not because of the leaf alone, but because what happens within the person. Ask a smoker what it feels like after a long and heavy day. When they sit down, breathe in, and let it go, it is not just a relief, but a quiet surrender, an acceptance of what is, an empty cup, an empty mind. But, of course, it has its own constraints. But if one is stressed, unable to find a smoke after years of smoking, that pressure can create a platform for a darker spirit to feed upon during those moments of withdrawal, but also create a pressured environment which causes transformation on its own. So cigarettes become their own pact system with their own constraints and rules. Once that system is understood and you've mastered, something changes. You choose and switch what spirit is allowed to come and sit on your own throne inside of you. Because not all forces are evil. Some test you, some break you, and some are needed to build strength, needed to become into something that is powerful. But all of them carry intelligence because they are formed from experience themselves. They remember, they react, and they influence. And whether people realize it or not, they are constantly interacting with them. So magic is not about escaping these forces, it is about learning to recognize them and learning how to shape them. Because once you see them clearly, you stop being ruled by them, and you begin to choose what is allowed to stay. What moves within you is what takes shape around you. The inner world does not stay hidden, but echoes, unfolds, becomes the outer, for your word will summon any being. When I was young and naive, I once asked a spirit how they see us. The spirit, just as young in its own way, answered, "We do not see you as you see yourselves. We see you all at once. The past, the present, and the future, held together in a single image, within one body. But unlike you, we are fixed, and we do not change as you do. You are always becoming, shifting, growing, breaking, and remaking yourself with every moment that passes. Some of us watch you in silence. Some of us are proud of you and who you've become. And some seek to harm you, yet even we do not fully understand our place and why we do what we do. For in the end, we do not know the fullness of God's plan. Not for you and not for ourselves." Beautiful, isn't it? The reason I tell this story is because I wanted to bring up manifestation, something a lot of people get wrong. When you meditate enough, you begin to understand what those smart people meant when they said time does not exist. Many New Age witches or practitioners will tell you, just imagine yourself there, believe you already have it. But that explanation is too simple and in many ways naive. Manifestation is not just pretending something is real until it happens. The structure behind manifestation moves through time. Let's go into a story. So one day I was rushing to work. and forgot my lighter. I knew straight away I had left it behind because I closed my eyes while I walked to the car, and I could replay the same routine I've done for years and could visually see myself not grabbing it this time. Still, I checked my pockets to make sure, and as I sat in the car, I remember what that spirit once told me. They see us in the past, present and future, all at once. So I closed my eyes again and asked my past self to grab the lighter for me, and in my mind I saw him reach for it, and behold, the lighter was in my pocket. This works with the future too. You can seek advice, warnings or knowledge from a version of yourself who has already walked further down the path for you. The future self is seeing you right now as a memory. When we look at something now and see it again later, there is no true distance between those moments. We are the ones who give it time. But many people think they can manifest anything. That is not true. You can only manifest though who you are becoming. If you study magic and know you will remain devoted to it, then you begin to access the wisdom of the future self who has already studied it for years. But this only works if you can trust yourself and your thoughts and your gut feeling and your inner sight. That trust is built through meditation, which is why I empathize it so much. There's still lots to talk about, but we'll leave that for next video. To end the lesson today, I want to touch base on the world we live in. Right now, we are inside a great school system, and we are children wearing faces of adults. We are spirits learning through flesh, pain, love and loss, and choice. And we are sent to earth without memory, because in spirit we are fixed. But here we can change, here we can grow. And when death comes, it is not the end. It is the moment the results are revealed in one image. The soul looks back upon itself, upon its choices, its courage, its love, its failed events, and is often shocked by what it became. People ask why some lives end in horror, why some die in war, sickness, or childhood. But before the soul enters the world, it sees the path differently. In spirit, it is not afraid because it understands the lesson and the purpose. But once it enters the body, the memory is sealed. The soul must walk through darkness and find its way back to God without being able to remember the light. And that is the great test of earth. Think how many times the angel Michael had to reincarnate to get into his position. We are on the same path, to forget heaven, enter flesh, and suffer the weight of choice and still learn how to return. Perhaps the reason he places so much push on forgiveness because every person who enters your life has been placed there for a reason, either to hurt you, to heal you, to test you, or to awaken something within you. Both sides are needed for growth. The ones who love us teach us softness, and the ones who wound us teach us strength. Through both mercy and pain, God shapes the soul until we learn not to only how to survive what happened, but how to rise from it with wisdom. Thank you all for listening. My name is Ethan Elson, and I believe in every one of you, not just in what you are now, but what you are becoming. May you walk with your eyes open, may you see the patterns beneath the world, and may you have the strength to build yourself into something greater. I believe in you.